Today we'll be discussing on how to live and stay with an imperfect partner. A lot of time, most people keep complaining that their partner is not perfect, that their partner have got a lot of weaknesses that they cannot deal with. That is why I thought it wise to bring us this master clip on how to stay with an imperfect partner. Number one way to stay with an imperfect partner is what I call self-awareness. You have to first understand that your partner is not the problem, that you are the problem. We often focus our mind and attention on what our partners are doing wrong, forgetting that we are also not perfect. When you understand that it is just not about your partner, you are also the problem in your marriage. Until we begin to recognize the fact that as the other person is not perfect, we are not perfect. Things cannot work in our marriage or relationship until we understand that it is not just the other person that is the problem, that we are also the problem. When we begin to work on our side of weakness, when we begin to work on our own side, forgetting the other person's side of the weakness, you see that things begin to improve in the relationship. But when you're focused on wanting to correct the other person, on wanting to teach your partner, on wanting to fix him or her to be this or that, forgetting that you yourself, that you're not perfect, things will keep going wrong in the relationship. So first thing first is focus on yourself, focus on being a better person. Always ask your partner where areas he or she wants you to improve on. Research have shown that 20% improvement on your weakness in your marriage will bring about 80% happiness in that marriage. Now you ask me, what about your spouse? Forget about him. Keep improving on your own self. It is majorly about you. When you keep improving on your own self in the relationship, you see things working. Number two way to live with an imperfect partner is to accept he or she the way he or she is. Understand that you have a different zodiac sign. Even if you have the same zodiac sign, you're different kind of people. Also understand that you're coming from different environment, different ideology, different exposure, different genetic behaviors. The first thing you do is not trying to change people, as people hardly change. What you do is to learn to accept people the way they are. So accept your spouse the way he or she is. Whatever thing they are doing that you don't like, accept them like that. Accept them like that. Acceptance is key. When you begin to accept people, most especially for their genetic behavior, when you begin to accept people for saying that, until people see how much you care, they will actually not send to know how much you know. So accept your spouse the way he or she is. When you tell the person what he or she is not doing right, they will tend to listen to you because they could hit their chest that you accept him or her the way they are. So understand that this person are not created to behave like you. They are created to behave like as they are behaving. So as they are behaving in their weakness, in their stupidity, in whatever thing they are doing, they are created to be like that. So what you do is coming into their life is to love them for whom they are. They have this slide before you came into the picture. So coming into the picture now, one of the things to do is to love the person for whom he or she is. Number three is open communication. A lot of time we don't communicate well in relationship, but we feel like we're communicating well. Most married people hardly talk. So you must make sure that you master the art of communication. And one of the ways to master the art of communication is by listening. When your spouse is talking, pay attention. Don't listen to respond. Listen to understand the person's idea. Listen to understand the person's pain. Listen to understand where the person is coming from. Listen to understand what the person is trying to communicate, what the person is trying to portray. Listen until you begin to pay attention, listening to understand. You might actually not have a good communication life in your relationship. So you must listen as your spouse is talking, as your partner is talking. Listen to understand what the person is complaining. But most time we listen to respond. Stop listening to respond. Always listen to understand what the person is trying to say. When you listen to understand, you put yourself in the person's shoe. By then, if you're responding, you will understand where the person is coming from, the pain the person is trying to communicate, the problem the person is trying to communicate, the fear the person is trying to communicate. And as such, you know how to solve it. And as such, you know how to respond to it. And as such, you talk differently from how you would have spoken if you rush to respond. So don't always rush to respond. Rush to listen. Rush to pay attention. Rush to understand before before responding. My name is Mr. Ajarosi Emmanuel, and this is Ajarosi the Great TV. If you're just joining us, do well to subscribe to our channel for content like this. Thank you very much.